Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about Bitbucket and Git. So now how I will show you how to create a repositories in remote server. So in the remote servers, as we discussed earlier, we have different hosted servers on cloud like Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab. These are the open source uh, SCM tools to store your code. So every organization will use different tools as per their requirement. So in this case, I will create a repositories in the Bitbucket one. So to create a repository, currently these repositories I have, this is my existing repositories. To create a new repository, just need to select this one or create. So you just need to create repositories. So it will ask you to create a new repository. If you have any existing repository, you just need to click this one and import that repository. Under my workspace, I am creating the project. So project is related to under which project you are going to be created this repository. It should be anything. If you have any existing one, under that folder you can create. Otherwise, you can create a new folder. So project name should be I am giving like microservices. So I'm giving the repo name is like Node.js. This project should be under private repository. So only whoever access within the organization they can able to access. In the public doesn't have able to access this repository. So if you need the README file, you just need to click this one. No. If you need README file, you just need to click. Okay. Currently I don't need any README file. So default branch name, if you want to, you can give you default branch name main or master, anything is fine. So I'm giving by default branch name is master. So include .git ignore files. If you need yes, you can do. If you don't need .git ignore, you just say no. So I'm creating the repositories. So this is the repository which I created now. So initially we need to clone this repository. So currently this repository available under server side. So whatever the code, it should be under server only. So I just need to be clone this repository to local first time. Okay, to clone that repository to my local. So currently it doesn't have any files on this repository. Okay, so let me add let me clone this one. Clone is nothing but from remote repository to get into the local. For that, let me create one folder, git demo. So I'm using git bash here. I'm copying that one, git clone and the url. Okay, this is my repository. It will ask you the username and password because it's a private repository. It's empty repository currently. So if you do node.js, currently I'm into the master branch. Okay, now let me create one file here. So git will track automatically in this one. Now let me create touch 1.sh file. So vi 1.sh thing, bin bash something. I will write hello world, some dummy file I just created. Okay, now this file current, this file under my local repository. Currently this file doesn't track the git. If you check the one, you just need to use git status. So this one, it untracked file, git doesn't track this file. So in local repository also there are the stages which we follow. Git will follow the strategy. So initially, to track this file, we just need to. There are three stages in the Git in local repository. One is, let me show you. There are three areas. One is working area. Another one is staging or indexing area. Another one is local repository. Even though this is working area, another one is staging or indexing area, index area. Another one is local repository. Local repository means your repository within your machine. Okay, local repo. So whatever currently under remote repository, same thing you can get it into local repository. You can start working on that one. So initially, to add to the files to the local repository, you just need to add git add command. You just need to add first one. Then to commit, you need to use git commit -m and message you need to give. So then only git will be start tracking that one. So now this file we have. Now if you check, we need to add git add. Our file name we just need to add. Otherwise, if you give star, okay, it will take all the files. If you need to any specific, only sometimes only dot, you need to committed only dot java files, dot class files, okay, dot yml files. That that time you just need to use star dot ss or star dot java. Only java files it should be added. Otherwise, only dot class files you want me to add. So you just need to give like that. If you need to give dot means all the files it will take. Okay. Now if you check git status, now we are moved into the local repositories to indexing area. If you committed this one, so you just need to provide git commit -m, and you just need to provide the commit message. So everyone need to understand what this file, and it will be created a hash code um, about that commit ID. So git commit type. So I'm telling like file 1 is created something relevant to a message we need to provide it. Now this is under local repository. Now this, if you check now git status, this file under local repository. Currently we don't have any, we didn't push this file to remote repository. If you do now git log, this is the commit message. So here head means, like head is a pointer, it's point to the branch on latest commit. So we have only one commit. Okay, this one. Suppose if I make modification on the file, first let me pull this file to the remote repository. For that one you just need to use git push -u origin master. Here origin is nothing but a remote repository. If you check now git remote -v, see this is the origin. It is fetching from default repository. It is a alias name of this complete name. Okay, so we can add any other names also. Instead of origin you can provide any other names also. Suppose I don't want to use, if you need to add another url, okay, that time you just need to use git remote add. Suppose if you have any other url, okay, you just need to push, you need to give that one. So instead of git remote, instead of origin I'm giving chinna, sorry, git remote add chinna, and you just need to provide the url. is that git remote add origins remote add. So space is not there, that's the reason it isn't take. Now if you check git remote -v, see now we have origin, this one default one, Chinnas, this is one. Like this you can change the URL. Currently I don't have other URL, so I'm just giving the same URL only. So if you want to pull or fetch from this one, so instead of this complete URL, you can give the aliases name. So currently we have this one, right, origin one. So now let me push to the origin one. So git push -u origin master. I am pushing directly to the master because I don't have any uh, branches, so I am directly pushing to the master branch. So whatever the one.sh file from my local repository, I am pushing into the remote repository. The remote repository, it should be Bitbucket. So if I go to Bitbucket, if I refresh now this one, right, the one.sh file should be available here. See, one.sh file should be available here. So this is the content which I have in my local machine. So I pushed the same thing to remote machine. The commit ID is this one. The branch is only master. Currently we don't have any other branches. Okay. Now suppose someone added another file or under this repository. So how to get that one? Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll create one more file. I'm creating one other file. Suppose another developer clone this code and he try to add another file. Okay, suppose 2.sh file he created a new file name 2. Okay, some commit, we are creating some commit message, so we are giving some commit message created file 2. Okay, I'm committing this one. Now currently in my remote repository, okay, currently in my remote repository it have two files. Okay, currently in my repository two files. So if you comes to my local repository, okay, if you check git status, currently only file 1 it is there, and if to check that one git log also only one commit message. This is the latest commit message we have. Okay, now to get that remote code to the local one, we just need to use git pull origin master. So from master we are doing, otherwise if you do git pull by default, origin this same only, so it will work like that also. So git pull means, so it will be fetch and it will do merge. So when you use git pull, right, what git pull will do, right, so git clone, as of now what we discussed, git clone means it is a one time job. We need initially from repository we are cloning into the local repository. This is the first time. So whatever the code we have under remote repository, same copy we are getting into the local machine. Okay, cloning the code to local repository, local system. Okay, anything. Now another command is git log. We have seen git log means to see the commit history we are using. Now git push we have seen, git push origin master. Okay, so git push means pushing your local changes to remote server. Okay, now git pull means Git pull means, so whatever the updated code under remote repository, we have already code under local machine also. So we don't need to clone every time, right? So that time what we will do, we will use git pull command. So pull will do git fetch. It will fetch us the changes from remote repository to local, and it will do git merge as well. So what git fetch will do? Git fetch will fetch the changes, but it doesn't merge. Okay, we need to do manual merge. We'll fetch the changes. We need to manually do the merge. So this time what I will do, I will do git pull directly. So whatever the changes it is there, right, by default it will fetch and it will merge. See, it will do fast forward merge. So I'll tell you in the later videos what is how the fast, what is fast forward merge and all. So currently it is one changed, one insertion. So if you check now, right, so it is created one another file. See, we have two files now. Okay, one is file 1 and another two file 2. Now if you do git log, we have two commit messages. So this one is previous one and this one is the latest one. So latest commit head is pointer. Okay, here file 2 is created. Suppose this is the pull command. Suppose if you do fetch, right, so let me create one more commit here. We can make modification, so commit message will be in there. Echo git is easy, something we can do. Updated file 1. Now let me create one more file, add file. New file is created, file 3 is created. Okay, I'm creating one more commit. File 3 created. So now we have four commits now. If you go to source, if you see the commits, these are the commits which currently it is available. Okay, now we have only master branch. Now three files are there. Now if you do git fetch, right, so first you will check these are two files. Even though git log, currently two commits only. If you do git fetch, sorry, git fetch, git fetch origin master. By default origin is same only, so we don't need to do anything. So it should be unpacking objects, okay, from this one. So there are two things. Okay, now if you see ll also only two files. Okay, now git log also only two commit messages. Now if you do git merge, see, it should be fast forward updating, and one dot it is updated, and this is one file created. Now if you check list of files, we have three files. Okay, now if you see git log, we have four commit messages. Whatever the commit commit IDs are there under remote repository, same thing it will be available under local machine, local repository also. So now we have seen git fetch and git merge and git push, and we have seen Git head also, head head also we have seen. So these things we have discussed. From next video we will discuss more things on this one. Okay, that's all in this session. Thanks for watching. Bye.